Hi everyone, thanks for joining. I forgot to say a few things. So this is a hashtag driven hop. All the details in the description below and lots of giveaways. Hi everyone, how are my friends today? Here, I'm just showing you what I'm using and everything will be listed and linked below in the description box as usual. Today we are celebrating our friend, the Team Tiny leader. She created this group. Her name is Katharine Kelly and she hit 1,000 subscribers a little while ago. So we are doing this hop in honor of her and to celebrate her big accomplishment. She has helped many of us reach 1,000 subscribers recently, and I have been blessed to know her from the beginning of Team Tiny. Okay, let me get back to the card. I am stamping the big flower cluster, the outline, on Hero Arts Pitch Black cardstock using Versamark. So I am casing Katharine's, one of her videos, which will be linked below. And so what she did in her video, oh, by the way, see if you can find any Katharine-isms in my video. We will be honoring her by doing some of what she says in her videos. So anyway, that's my Faber-Castell Polychromos 60 set. And what she did in her video, she just stamped it in Versamark and used that, but I could not see it. It was too hard for me, so I'm cheating. I'm going to emboss it in Gilded Gold by Brutus Monroe embossing powder. So I put it back to see if it's gonna work, and it didn't stamp exactly where it was supposed to, but no big deal. I'll just do it again. This video has so many mistakes, but I kept it all in. And one of Katharine's favorite sayings is, no big deal, we'll fix it. And that's what this video is all about, fixing everything. So now I'm starting new with a new cardstock and embossing the same image in the Gilded Gold Brutus Monroe embossing powder and using my Wagner dual heat gun. So using my Swiffer powder, Swiffer tool rag to get all that white powder off. So now I can see what I'm doing and coloring. So bringing back my Faber-Castell, and first I'm putting down the white pencil so that it is, again, I'm just putting down a light layer of white pencil since I'm using a dark cardstock that I want the colors to pop more. Here's a little reminder, if you could hit the thumbs up, like my video, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. That would help us small channels out immensely. So anyway, I went with the white first, and now I'm using my different colored pencils in different colors, same Polychromos, and putting a light layer of a light color on top of the white layer. And then I'll go back with a little darker color and a little heavier hand to shade and get some gradation. So you'll see that coming up later. But anyway, I cased Katharine's video, and she did this in Versamark, and she just, I don't know how she can see, so good for you, Katharine. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't see. So without getting my head into the camera, I'm right above it. So I did emboss it. So I hope that's okay that I'm cheating. Okay, so now I'm coming with a little darker color. It wasn't dark enough, so I brought in a light orange for the yellow flower. And I'm getting a little heavier handed to get the darker shadow down. And now I'm going back with the same color, the lighter one, and going down with a harder impression so that I can get the colors mixed a little more. It looks like it's not as mixed, but it is. And I'm going to do that with all the flowers. I really enjoyed doing this card, even with all the mishaps that went along the way. I think this blue flower turned out to be my favorite. These two colors look really nice together. Oh, and then in the earlier part of this video, you saw me bring out a hex chart. Sandy Alnock has a hex chart for colored pencils also. And I did use different cardstock for it, so I can see what it would look like on black, on craft, on white. So that's a good way to do it. I like doing that so I know what my finished product will be. So I keep checking to make sure that I'm doing a good job coloring. And it was fairly easy. These Polychromos are so soft and blendable. I really enjoy them. So now I'm going to add a few more colors. And then I'll also color the center of the flowers yellow. And that will do it for the coloring portion. I hope you enjoyed this super simple coloring. Now I'm doing something new, which I've never done before. I'm going to hot foil press. So I'm using this polka dot glimmer foil stamp, metal stamp, and I've never done this before, so you guys are seeing me do it now, making lots of mistakes and learning. So I received my Gemini foil press, I want to say 6 months ago at least, and I finally opened it right before this video. So I'm doing it for 30 seconds, reading the directions. So if I'm using a thick cardstock, it should be for 30 seconds on low. And it worked perfectly. I did it on a sample card because I did not want to screw up my colored version. But I do anyway. But as Katharine says, no big deal. Everything's fixable. So I was like, why isn't this thing working? It's because you have to have the platform plugged in before you can program it. So again, learning everything as we go. And again, I left everything in. I'm fumbling with my washi tape, and you guys aren't gonna believe. Do you think it'll turn out good? Wait and see. Wait and see, my friends. Wait and see. I also want to say that I truly enjoy listening to Katharine's story time. And probably one of my favorite, which is so sad, but when she talked about her poop geyser. I mean, come on. I was laughing so hard, but also horrified, but so hilarious at the same time. So that time, it didn't give a good image on the inside part. So now I taped the heck out of it, hoping that it won't move. But it moved, of course. You know, what's going to go wrong is going to go wrong. It came with a metal shim, so I used the metal shim to make sure I got a good, strong impression. And I got it, but it moved a little bit. So it's like a boo. There was a little overfoiling, so I used my electric eraser to see if it worked. So no big deal. I'll fix it. Here we go. I'm just gonna use my die cut and die cut it out. Easy peasy. And I'm going to use my first example, because that turned out really nice, the foiling. That little branch had some extra foil, so I'm just cutting it out. Perfect. So this is my card top, and I'm happy with it. But now I need to find a saying. I'm going to be using this called Time to Celebrate, but it has a little present attached to it. So first I was going to just mask it, but it was so close together that, excuse me, it was hard for me to mask. It wasn't gonna, you know, it was too difficult. I didn't want to deal with it. So I'm cutting it apart. And again, because it's so close together, I started using my scissors, but I decided to use, finish it off using my X-Acto knife. I like using X-Acto knives and have been for years. So it was perfect. It worked out great. And I'll be embossing it in the same embossing powder using my Versamark ink pad and my EK Success powder tool again. So again, this hop is to celebrate Katharine. She has been a dear friend, and I know I would like her. I love her online, and I know I would love her in real life too. Her personality and her sense of humor is just like my own, and I'm sure I'm a lot older than she is, but she's truly a friend. And this is just one way we can celebrate her. Okay, so now I'm using my, I was going to use a different colored card base, but decided not to. Using the same thing, Nina, Plastic Crest, 110 pound, yada, yada, yada. If you've been here before, it's the same old spiel. And that's another one of her Katharineisms, yada, yada, yada. Here we go. Now I'm doing the inside using Fish Tank ink pad from Lawn Fawn. I couldn't remember what her favorite color was. I think it's purple, but I decided to go with blue. But anyway, I hope she enjoys it. I'm going to be sending her this card. Plus, she's a generous and kind soul. She donates almost all the cards that she makes to various charities. So I will be sending a bunch of cards in her name and her honor to Cards for Kids. So here's my final product. Can you see that beautiful shine? I will definitely be hot foiling a lot more often. Here's some still pictures of the actual card. Katharine, I celebrate you. You are wonderful, and I am blessed and honored to know you and have made you my friend on YouTube and Facebook. I hope you reach the milestones that you deserve. I am bursting with excitement for you and all that holds for you in the future. Thanks everyone. Here's a couple more videos you might enjoy, and as always, click on my face to subscribe. Thanks, and I hope you come back. Bye.